Okay, welcome to the show. This is Ted Talks Too Much. And we've got a great one for you today. I am Ted Moss, ex-burger flipper, stand-up comedian, and your host. We are located in the OK Boomer Studios just outside of Flint, Michigan. That's right, Flint! Michigan's water wonderland, where they're still wondering when they'll get some clean water. But while we all wait for that to happen, let's talk. And on today's show, we've got part 2 with Mr. Nick Pizzuti. That's right, the interview went so long, we knew it had to go wrong, and it does right here. We're starting out talking about sex activities, government intervention in your life, and then we're going to debate drugs. For all that and more, stay tuned. Okay, before we get going, I just want to take a minute and say thanks for listening. I appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe. Press that little button. That way you won't miss out on any of my funny friends I've got coming up this season. And we've got some good ones. Also, if you want to get in touch with us, you can send an email to tedtalkstoomuch@yahoo.com. Send me any question you want, or even give me a topic we should discuss on the show. Maybe we'll do that. And if you want to hear just a 1-minute clip of all the shows, you can follow me on Instagram at Ted Talks Too Much. There's also a couple videos of me and my funny friends on there you might enjoy. But anyhow, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Glad you're here. And with that being said, let's get on with the show. The thoughts and opinions expressed on today's show are not endorsed by Ted Talks Too Much or any of its affiliates. Matter of fact, most of these ideas are half-baked at best and just a result of me and my guests not having a proper filtering system. With that being said, let's give it up one more time for Mr. Nick Pizzuti. Let's take it a different direction. Have you ever dated a girl that liked dirty talk?
No.
Whoa.
No.
Really?
No.
Have you ever tried?
No. Dude, I feel so awkward. I feel so awkward during that.
Oh, really?
I'm more about the action.
No. This not necessarily during the action. Like
the build-up?
Yeah, like 2 beers into the evening. You know what I mean?
Like, and just talking like
whispering shit. Like dirty shit.
No.
Oh, dude.
No.
All right.
Not my thing. No,
all right. No, you should try that. Some girls, some ladies like that.
Huh.
You didn't know. Let me ask you this. Have you ever spanked a lady?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Have you ever met a lady who didn't like to be spanked?
No.
What's up with that? That's so wrong. That should not be the case.
Spanking, choking, and hair pulling.
I have never choked anybody in my life.
What? Get out of your mind. You're out of your mind.
Once. I am old. Ricky Bryant choked me in a fight when we were 12 years old, and I thought, that's not how you fight. Punch me. You can't frickin' choke. I'm like not about the choking thing. Choking is not pleasant. I don't know who wants to be choked. People choking themselves, choking other people. I don't get it.
They say it's from the lack of oxygen to the brain that it becomes more euphoric.
I think you got lack of oxygen to your brain if you're choking people. What the fuck's wrong with you? No, you can't. Really, people like this?
Yeah, yes, people like this, and there's a window.
What is it? Is it a 2 second? I can choke you for 2 seconds, and I release. Do you ask to be choked? Does the girl say?
Choke me? Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, they do.
Who are you dating, dude? That's really?
Yeah, that's
this is why you aren't dating anybody right now. It's the choking thing, man.
You gotta stop choking, chicks. Like I said, there's a window to it. I mean, they like.
What do you mean? Hold on. A window, you mean a length of time?
A length of time and strength. I mean, you can't strangle. They're turning.
What's the difference between choking and strangling?
Well, you're restricting their intake
Yes.
versus just completely cutting it off.
Oh, they can still breathe, but just barely.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
People like this.
Yeah. No, in
Do you
my
ever-
experience.
Do you ever choke yourself?
No. How do you do that?
I don't know. Well, you hear about guys tying ropes around their neck when they're having sex a lot alone, and I'm thinking I don't understand any of the choking thing.
I don't understand that from my point of view. I don't want to be choked.
I know. I don't either.
I don't want to be choked at all.
I don't want any more pain than I'm already experiencing. And there's pain sometimes. I'm like, ow, that kind of hurts.
I'm very concentrated on what's going on.
I'm very focused.
I'm hyper focused. You throw me off with something like that.
Now, you don't have any kids, do you?
No, I don't have any kids.
Okay, I have 4, and I went to birthing class with my wife. Talk about pain. They're going to go through some pain in labor. But when we first went to the classes years ago, the husbands were supposed to be the coach. And so the women would lay down on their back and with their knees up, and then the coaches would sit next to them and try to coach them through the labor contractions, which only last for, 30 seconds.
Like, coach, like, you're doing good.
Yeah. Yeah, like, watch your breathe. Breathe in. Focus on me. Just breathe. We'll be here. Breathe. It's going to be through. You're peaking now. It's going to, okay, you're almost done. It's going to relax. But in order to get this ramp up of pain and ramp down, the nurse in the class had us take and pinch their Achilles tendon harder and harder and then release it. So they had the pain coming and they had to just breathe through the pain and focus on breathing through this pain while we're pinching their Achilles tendon. And that way they got used to the pain coming
displacement?
up. Yeah. Like, I got to focus on my breathing and not, shake my leg because the pain's going to happen regardless. Well, and that's all fine and good until they really go in labor and you grab their Achilles and they're like, what the fuck?
Not such a good tactic.
I was trained. You wanted me to go to these classes.
It's called pain displacement.
I'm helping you. Yeah, I'm not into pain. I'm not into, and I've never dated anybody that really wanted to be hurt. I mean, I've dated people that want to be naughty, like sex in public kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that one.
Sex in public?
Yeah, no.
Well, it's kind of private public.
Like a bathroom?
Well,
I can't say no.
Like a restaurant? Like a bar?
Like during bar hours? Or are you saying like your buddy owned a bar, the place cleared out, and
God, should I tell the story? I don't know. I'll probably cut this out. But I'll tell the story anyhow, because you'll find it entertaining.
I guess because my big thing is the comfortability of it too. Because I have had sex out in the cornfields in the back of my truck. I have had sex on the beach, and every single one of them were just uncomfortable to me, and that really threw my game off. Just like being in the truck bed, like feeling like the bed liner on my knees. I'm like, it's just uncomfortable. Like my concentration, I wasn't into it. And then like on the beach is horrible. I don't know if you'd ever done that, but that's horrible.
Yeah.
There's nothing good that.
Yeah.
It's sandy.
I'm not a fan of hot tubs. Too damn hot.
No, hot tubs and shower, I think is even uncomfortable because that water.
Yeah.
Adds a level of restriction.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And I don't like
not
it.
Good. Yeah.
Not a fan. Yeah, so I'm pretty basic when it comes to that.
Yeah, but it's the thrill of the danger. And see, I think, I don't know if it is for you, but to me, it's always been a thing of, I don't know if we should do this. You know what I mean? It's that forbidden fruit kind of thing. It's that, And, when you get older and you're married and you've been with somebody for a long time, how do you revive that forbidden fruit thing? Like, we can go do this all the time. We're married. What the hell? Let's do this again, And so it can be a little bit spicier if all of a sudden you're kind of being a little risky with it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think there are some elements of excitement that you have to keep to it because
you're in the coat room at the party. You know what I mean?
And I don't want to sound like every relationship is sex based.
You're choking chicks, dude.
but seriously, without the element of sex, though, that's a big thing in a relationship. And it's like I said, I don't mean to make that like it's 80% of it, but it is.
Well, men have a strong sex drive, and if we have to, because if we didn't, we wouldn't be here. During the worst tornadoes, storms, disasters, volcanoes for millions of years, women covered with mud, we still got to go, yeah, I'm kind of into it.
That'll do.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Just ask any man in a prison. Like, yeah, all right. Good enough. Not what I was looking for, but okay.
He's got a clean shave.
Oh, God. All right. Well, let's talk about politics. We were talking about state of Michigan because we live in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And recently, Michigan has been in the national news because the governor of the state of Michigan has put on more restrictions than most states. And most likely because our cases or deaths of COVID-19 have been higher, maybe. I don't know. What do you think about all that?
Nothing's really changed for me all that much. I mean, other than the being out in public, because I'm essential, so I'm still working.
You're essential?
Yeah, imagine that.
And your job is too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So
why is your job essential?
I work for a plastic company, so we have the capability. I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of companies have flipped their inventory. For example, there's a vodka distillery place that manufactures hand sanitizers because they have the capabilities of doing it. Like, think about the machining. It's all the same.
Get your Tito's hand sanitizer.
Right.
And now you're manufacturing what, masks?
Masks, yes.
So you flipped your manufacturing to masks.
Masks, because we manufacture plastics for most automotive companies, and we have the capability to do that.
Now, do you wear a mask?
Yes.
Do you wear a mask at work?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you see me on the interweb ever and my pictures at work, I always look like Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Yeah, that's me at work. Yeah, so I mean, nothing's really changed as far as that goes, but as far as like the social gatherings and stuff like that, that's become really offsetting to me. I'm just getting stir crazy and just hanging out at home.
I don't mind making the sacrifice and not doing things, but it has to align with the disease. When the governor came out with things that didn't line up with the disease, that's when I had a problem. It's like, I can't buy paint. Like, if I'm going to be stuck in my house, I might as well paint something,
Right.
It'd probably be a good thing to keep me busy and occupied. And I think it's good for people to be busy and occupied. I don't know why you can fish out of a boat that doesn't have a motor, but you can't fish out of a boat that does have a motor. I mean, things like that are weird. A guy and his daughter that live in the same house get arrested for playing catch out in the yard. That's weird. It doesn't make sense. And I think if you're taking away a civil liberty, and I don't know how going out can be against the law. Can they all of a sudden just make the governor say, by the way, now there's a law that you can't go outside and walk down the street? Can they do that? Is that legal? Don't I have a right to go anywhere I want? Now, I understand we want people to cooperate, and they want to give us guidelines, and there's good reason for it. And it's a public interest to do that. But it takes two to go out there and go around it for somebody to get damaged. Just me going out and walking down the street doesn't hurt anybody. For me going out in the backyard and playing catch with my daughter doesn't hurt anybody. For me to be out on a boat by myself doesn't hurt anybody. And because those things don't align, you end up with people going, this doesn't make sense. You're taking away a civil liberty. So you end up with two camps of people. One that's going to follow the law and the other people are going to object to it.
I feel as if we let them in to our lives a little too much already, though. the government, I don't, now I'm pro-government, but in the same right, I don't want them anything to do with anything. You know what I mean? That double standard that we kind of have but I feel as if we let them in a long time ago, and two of those situations are the seatbelt law. The seatbelt law is bullshit.
Yeah,
the
like
seatbelt
helmets.
The seatbelt law is bullshit, and the reason the seatbelt law I think is bullshit because that has zero effect on anyone else but myself.
Right.
Those are my repercussions to deal with. That's just a way for you to govern and make money off of something.
Well, I think it has to do with the insurance companies because it has to do with their money, and I think their money is tied up in the government, and that's why they got it. Okay. You know, and I think they're legislating for business.
But explain.
I don't think it's right, but I think that's where it comes from.
Explain this one to me. Okay, now it's become illegal. Now I don't disagree with this. That let me make this clear because people misperceive this all the time. I'm not saying you should smoke in your car with your kids, but they made that illegal that you can't smoke in your car with your kids nowadays.
I smoked in the car with all my kids.
Yeah, my parents did too.
Yeah.
But now you can get a ticket for it.
Really?
Which to me seems absurd because now you've let them in to your life and dictate what you can and cannot do with your children. Right. So now you can't smoke in the car with your kids. Now, what if I'm buying them at McDonald's? That's unhealthy too.
Well, yeah. It's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope, isn't it? Yeah.
We've opened that door though now, and we let them.
Yeah. Well, I can understand. It's not that I agree with it, but I can understand if it hurts a third party, and I can understand that the state might think there are some parents out there that aren't qualified to be parents or aren't doing what's in the kid's best interest. But if you aren't persecuting pedophile priests, I think you're going a bit far by worrying about people smoking in the car. And myself, just think, you're raping children, let them go. You're getting a ticket for smoking in the car. I think that's wrong. I think the problem is that eventually, and I'm going to be dead before this happens, so I'm okay with it. They're going to chip everybody. They've almost done it with your phone, but they're going to put a chip in your body, and that chip is going to identify you. It's going to identify where you go. It's going to identify everything you do. If you want to charge something, your credit card is going to be on that chip. You're going to wave your hand with the chip in it over that machine, and it's going to pick up the chip, and that's where your credit card, that's where your money is, that's where your credit is, that's where your mortgages are. All your records of who you are and what you do is all going to be on a chip. And I think ultimately the government or governments want to chip everybody. And they're going to chip everybody, but they're going to be able to turn you off. If they think you did something wrong, not that you did, but if they just suspect that you did something wrong and they want to bring you in, they're going to turn your chip off. You can't buy anything. They're going to leave the tracker on, but they're going to turn the chip off so you have no access to your money. And I think that's going to be a sad day, but that's kind of where it's heading, that eventually they're going to be more involved than they are. And actually Warren Buffett, I think, said this a long time ago, that ultimately the objective is to get everybody chipped.
See, that seems pretty far-fetched to me. I'm not saying that it's
really.
I'm not
They're
saying
they're tracking you right now with your phone.
Oh yeah, I know. I know that because and once again, I have that double standard.
They're putting the credit cards on your phone.
I have that.
They've done everything except put it under your skin, dude. They still got all that stuff right on your phone, and they could, they're going to get rid of the plastic credit card, and they're going to be able to turn that thing on and off. It's going to be on your phone, and ultimately, it's going to be a very small group of people that are going to control that.
But wouldn't you think there would be like that secret society, I guess, in like Demolition Man?
We're going to be underground. We're going to be living in caves going, they didn't chipping us.
Yeah.
But, I'm going to trade with wampum. How do you like some beads for that meat? Anybody kill a cow today? They don't run very fast.
But I feel like obviously there's going to be some sort of rebellions against something like that. I don't know that.
Are people rebelling against their cell phone and all the tracking right now?
No.
Isn't it the same thing? Dude, they track everywhere you go. They track what you're saying, what you're doing. I put a piece of black tape over my camera on my laptop. I just took it off the other day because I had to do an online thing. But I believe that there are people that can access that.
Right.
And, the government has always been surreptitious. I mean, go back to what was it? I think it was Voice Free Europe, Free Europe Voice. What was it? They had a radio station that blasted propaganda into Europe, into the communist countries. And it was our propaganda. It was all the capitalists and everything that's wrong with the way you live. But also the CIA back in, I'm going to say the 30s, 40s, 50s, I don't know, a long time ago, actually was in cahoots with the media. And they were paying people in the media to spread certain things, to say certain things. The whole media thing, there was a lot more fake news out there than people realize, and we're just coming to it. And so people kind of miss this. We don't know what all those behaviors are, and we don't know what they're really trying to get done. So I tend to be a little skeptical about when people come out and say you have to do something and it doesn't align with what they're trying to accomplish. If it doesn't align, me buying paint doesn't align with passing a disease on, indirectly everything aligns, but directly, if it has no correlation, it's a liberty I don't want to see taken away, and I think is wrong.
There are certain things that people need to be governed on, though. Let's be honest, people in general are idiots.
I don't think so. Now, a lot of people think that, but I disagree. I think people are smarter than you think.
Okay, but think about this. One of the examples that I always give to people that people need to be governed is, okay, you could run your downspout and run the water into your toilet. That has no repercussions on you, and you could save hundreds, thousands of dollars a year on your water bill, correct?
Well, you wouldn't say that kind of money, but you could run it in your toilet.
No, you could run it through your toilet with no problem. The problem is that some idiot would hook it up to his faucet too and be like, "Oh, I'll put a filter on there. I'll be fine." No, you're not going to be fine, dude. You're going to get some bacteria and you're going to get fucked up and you're going to fuck everything else up for everybody else.
I think everybody should be able to drink the water out of the downspout if they want to. Run it through your house, dude. No, they have rain barrels. They have rain barrels where people collect rainwater to use it. I think I'm all for that. I'm all for it.
But the problem is, it's like I said, this person now keeps these 52 barrels in their backyard because they keep collecting rain. By the time they get to that 52nd barrel, there's mildew and the bacteria that has...
That's okay. Let them drink it.
It's up to them?
Yes. Yes. Look, if you don't want seat belts, you don't want people collecting their own water to drink? There should be a law against collecting water, but don't tell me to put on a seat
Just
belt?
because I think they could spread disease through that. That's all.
No, you don't want to fuck green monkeys. That's the thing you want to stay away from. Green monkeys, you want to stay in eating raw bats. We know those two things are
no good for that.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah. So you're saying, like, okay, let's just say drugs then. Like, you think that gate should be just blown wide open? Any drug that you want to do?
Hold on, let's see. How does that correlate to drugs?
Because you're saying the law that you can dictate what you can do, and if you want to do heroin and you want to kill yourself off, that's on you.
Well,
dude.
I do think suicide should be legal. I think if I want to end it, I should be able to end it. I don't have a problem with that at all. And if you have a doctor that's willing to help me, I think that's great too. So I don't have a problem with that at all. I think your life is the one thing you should be able to control when it comes to an end. I don't have a problem with that. As far as heroin, my sister died a heroin addict, homeless in San Francisco. So I have some thoughts about that. I think it's a terribly destructive drug. And before it kills you, it actually burns your brain out to a point where you lose who you are. You're actually hurting yourself mentally. I don't have a problem with people saying this is my path and this is where I want to go. But if it's known to be destructive and you say it's destructive, I have a problem with those people turning around saying, I want you to pay for my destruction. I don't think that's a good thing. But I do think that addictions to substances is kind of like an illness. And you got to try and work with people as best you can, but putting people in prison over it, I don't think helps.
No, I agree with that. But I mean, I guess the thing is, like, the difference between going to a drug dealer and getting heroin, these people that are ODing, they're getting dirty cuts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you made that legal, now there's some level that the government has to. You have to.
Yeah, but it still destroys you.
But I
still
know,
destroys your
But
mind.
I know what I'm getting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it still destroys you. I mean, I could not talk to my sister in the last 3 years of her life. She couldn't focus on a conversation. She was somebody else. The Patty I knew and grew up with was gone and was replaced by this person because she had burned her brain out. You know, she had gone to Haight-Ashbury. She was a long time ago hippie, and this is the life she chose. And when she headed down the path, I talked to her over and over, but eventually we lost Patty. Patty became somebody else. She became homeless, a street person, not reasonable. You couldn't talk to her at all. She could barely hold a conversation. It's a sad, sorry thing. It's like crack addicts. It's a sad, sorry thing.
Where's that slippery slope, the cutoff then for alcohol? Then why is alcohol justified as okay? Because that seems that tears
same
people.
thing.
That tears people
I agree.
apart.
Same thing. Yeah. Well, my dad was an alcoholic. My mom was alcoholic. I should be dead soon.
I know, right?
Yeah, I know. How did this happen? I think you know what? You can't save everybody from everything. All you can do is educate people and hope they make the right decision. I mean, I came to a come to Jesus moment with drugs. For me, I used to do a lot of drugs. I used to smoke pot every single day. I used to do chemicals at least twice a week, whether it was LSD or PCP, or PCP was great, by the way. If you ever But I did all that stuff, mescaline, Quaaludes, all that, whatever you could do, I was doing. But I had a come to Jesus moment. I had a moment where I realized that I was being an idiot. I just thought, I'm an asshole. Look at me. What the hell am I thinking? And it was affecting my memory. And then, so I quit all the hard drugs, and I still smoked pot until I had kids. And as soon as I had a kid and I got high one time and saw my baby, I thought, I can't do this. I have to be responsible. I cannot be stoned and taking care of an infant. This baby's like, 4 months old, whatever it is. And it's depending on me, and I got to have my wits about me. I can't do that. And as far as alcohol, I mean, all these things are so addictive. The problem with alcohol is it takes the fun out of life. I mean, what it helps you feel euphoric, and then eventually the things in your body that naturally release the dopamines don't release anymore without the alcohol. So you have to go through a period of sadness. And you have to feel sad and depressed for a long time until your body readjusts to release these things. So it's heavily addictive. And I can just go get a drink and I'm going to feel happy. You know that feeling you have on a roller coaster, like, yeah, that stops happening. Your body won't do that unless you drink. And that's the sad thing, that I got to drink to get that. And I mean, I've been surrounded by alcoholics and drug addicts, and it's a sad thing. But at some point, you need to get your shit together. And I don't think making everything illegal is the way to stop it. If you could pass a law and it stopped things, why don't we make murder illegal? We don't have to worry about guns. Oh, we already did that. It doesn't fucking work. You can't just say, oh, that's illegal, and it stops it. It doesn't stop it. It just makes it illegal. It just makes how we deal with it differently.
And then when you refer to an addiction, is that, do you say that's a disease? And the only reason I say that, and I know this is a really touchy subject with people, and I know it, and I hope that people aren't offended by this.
Send all your hate mail to tedtalkstoomuch@yahoo.com.
Because
and send it to me.
Because I am empathetic toward them and their battle, and I'm not saying that battle doesn't exist. My only thing is that their battle is by choice, as opposed to I don't get to wake up tomorrow and go, I don't want to be epileptic anymore.
Yeah.
I don't get that choice. I don't have that choice. But I do have the choice to go see my neurologist on a regular basis. I do have the choice to take my pills on a day-to-day basis. Because if I wasn't doing stuff like that, and I was like, oh, Ted, I had a seizure today. Oh, Ted, I had a seizure today. Well, are you taking your pills? Are you doing anything to help yourself out? Oh, no, I'm not taking my pills.
Yeah, but it's not seen that way. I love taking drugs. I was having fun. I could spend $1 and go out to the bar and party all night and be stoned and happy and have $1 instead of buying all these drinks and being hungover. Got none of that. And I'm going to peak about 4 hours from now, and then I'm coming down. It's going to be a great evening. Have the munchies. I'm going to spend $1 on the drug, and I'm going to spend another $1 at McDonald's to get a burger on the way home. Like, this is heaven. $2 evening, and I'm partied all night. But the problem is,
because Kevin Nealon, I believe, is the one that said, his joke about alcoholism was, sorry, I got the fun one, which I thought was really clever. And there's some truth to it, though.
Well, think of it like smoking. You smoke cigarettes, right?
Yep.
Okay, I smoked from the time I was 17 till my 50th birthday. Mm-hmm. Loved smoking. Smoking was a break from life. Stress going on, hang on. I'm going to take 2 minutes just for me. And I'm like, I'm in heaven, I get carried away. Honestly, it was a chill moment. Smoke coming in, billowing out, like blood restricting, whatever it is, just kind of feel like, just chilling me. Just chill. I'm just chill. Now, I know it smells bad. I know people find it repulsive, but I love smoking. But you know what? After 17 to 50, I had smoked everywhere. There's no benefit from smoking that I didn't get. I had smoked in the morning. I had smoked at night. I've gotten up in the middle of the night and smoked. I've smoked before sex. I've smoked after sex. I've smoked out on a boat. I've been going down a river in an inner tube smoking. I smoked in a gondola. I smoked skiing down the slopes of Steamboat Springs. I smoked on Pebble Beach. I smoked everywhere you could possibly smoke. There's no fun or benefit from smoking that I hadn't derived. There's no way I could see somebody and go, they're smoking, they're enjoying something. Damn it, I wish I could enjoy it, because I already did it. Been there, done it. And I knew that ultimately it was hurting me. And I knew that ultimately my breath was getting shorter. And I knew ultimately that I smelled bad. And I thought, at some point, you got to quit. And I needed a clear point. For me, I needed a clear point, and so I picked my birthday. Now, I don't think people should control that. I think you should be able to smoke, but I think you should educate people, but you can't talk them into it, just like you can't say, hey, you're on drugs, so you should go see a counselor. Do you want to go see a counselor about your smoking?
No.
Well, why not, dude? Well, take care of yourself.
Well, because that seems like a battle. If I wanted to really fight, I could fight by myself and be victorious.
Well, that's what people think about drinking. That's what they think. That's what they think about drugs. I fought the battle on drugs by myself. I did heavy drugs for years. I did everything except heroin. Everything. Cocaine, everything. For years. And I fought it myself. I didn't want to go to counseling. But your advice is, well, you know what? I go to my neurologist and I take care of these things. That's now how people view it. People are having fun, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. But I guess being aware, being self-aware, I guess is and it's like I said, I never had to fight any of these battles. It's not that I'm not empathetic.
Have you ever smoked pot?
Yeah.
Well, it's fun.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
nobody wants to fight that.
Yeah.
Like we want to fight, maybe something with our game on TV and maybe fight the munchies because I'm getting too fat, but the pot's not the problem.
But like you said,
lack of munchies is the problem.
When you turned that corner and you saw your child and you said, this is something that I have to involve myself with, I can't allow myself to.
Well, you know what? If you have been exposed to poor parenting or something you thought was really, really, really wrong, and you see yourself walking into that on the other side going, I'm going to perpetuate this. I'm going to be really, really wrong. And it's a human being, man. Babies are helpless. It's a human being. And you got to go, yeah, there's some shit I can't do.
Yeah.
I can't do this. I can't be that person. I might not be the best dad. I did write a book, though. You can find it on Amazon. Look out, I'm parenting here. A survival guide for the single parent. But I was not high when I was parenting. So I don't know. But I don't know. What do you think about government involvement in drugs, in drinking, and smoking?
Yeah, see, I don't think they should have a hand in on any of it, to be honest with you. And the reason being, I think it's up to the individual themselves on what they want to do. And as long as it's not harming, I think there should be restrictions on it and what you can and can't do. If you had like opium dens like they used to back in the day and you were able to do this in a place where you had a bed to lay in or something like that, and provided the right environment for it, I think that's okay, because then it's just affecting the individual. I don't want them to get messed up on whatever it is and then get behind of a car and run down a little kid. Yeah. Now you had repercussions on other people.
Well, yeah, but there's laws against running over kids. But, you can have those laws still, even though,
No, I'm just saying that, like, as long as you
So don't drive while you're high should be a law. The government should be involved in that.
Oh, man. That's a slippery slope.
Well, okay, I'll tell you what, let's go down a different road. How do you feel on prostitution? Should prostitution be legal?
Yes, absolutely. It should be legal.
I think it's funny. It's only legal if you film it.
Yeah.
You can make porn,
but
you can pay somebody to have sex with you if you film it and you're making porn. But if you're not filming, it's illegal.
That does seem really weird. Once again, that's something that, I think there should be.
So the cops show up, just say, "Will you hold my phone, officer?"
I think it should
make it legal. Because there's something about having sex in public that just kind of does it.
But once again, I think that that's something that would have to be governed to some degree, because then you would, with the spread of, let's just say, AIDS or HIV or something like that, there, like you would have to they would have to be processed, I guess.
You want to monitor them for health. Yeah. If they're in that industry.
Yes.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't like the monitoring thing. Maybe they ought to monitor us, make sure, take our temperature every time we walk into work the rest of our lives. How about that?
They do that now.
Well, maybe they should always do that. I had a hard time dealing with the fact that my high school principal told me to cut my hair.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, hold it. This is part of my body. This isn't yours to call. Now, by law, you're requiring me to go to the school. I have to go to school. It's a law that I have to attend in school. I'm attending school, and now you're telling me how to trim hair on my body? That doesn't seem like it's any of your business. But they did. And if you didn't cut your hair, they would kick you out of school. And then they'd funk you, and then you're a truant. I mean, like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, you see that stuff going down. I mean, talk about legalization of marijuana now. Like, these people that were getting arrested and their life's been ruined by getting arrested for marijuana.
Well, that's silly. That's just silly.
And now, I mean, this person's still got 8 more years left on their sentence, and
somebody's got 8 years left on a sentence for marijuana.
I don't know how it works.
I know. I'm feeling bad for this guy that doesn't exist.
This hypothetical gentleman that got at least 10 years. It's so funny because like that stuff that's like not being entitled to your opinion anymore is such a thing, man. Like it's unbelievable. And
yeah, well, people are dividing up into tribes, dude. You got to be on the good tribe.
But it's okay. Like, I mean,
I know. I think so too.
Because let's just say if you're a vegan and I'm not, like, that's fine.
Let's not say I'm a vegan.
That hurts my feelings. I'm a man, damn it. But you know what I mean? Like if you don't like carrots, that's fine that you don't like carrots. I like carrots. I don't want to not like you. I'm not going to not like you because you like carrots.
You think that's what vegans are vegans because they like carrots, dude?
No. I just think like having.
I really like carrots. I think I'll be a vegan.
Meatless meat sounds delightful.
Yes. Hey, listen, we should end this thing. Otherwise, we'll talk forever. Yeah. At least I'll talk forever. And you'll go to sleep going, yeah, all right. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, I don't mind it at all.
Hey, do you want to plug anything? Do you want to talk about anything upcoming or anything?
I wish I could, but just with all this going on now, it's damn near impossible to plug anything. I mean, I wish I could tell you about my upcoming shows, but I don't even know how I'm going to get back into rhythm.
Well, you know what? Nobody does. And I think you're in the same boat, but it's Nick Pizzuti. And I would tell you how to spell that. That's P-I like Magnum P-I, Z-Z like ZZ Top, and U-T-I? Like, whatever. Nick Pizzuti. Yeah, that's kind of... Did I do your joke wrong?
No, you nailed it.
Pretty close.
No, you nailed it.
Nick Pizzuti. nice guy, funny guy, thoughtful guy, and we're seeing. So if you get a chance to see Nick Pizzuti, you should do that. Do you have a website or anything? Or
No, I don't.
No?
That's my next project. That, like I said, I'm not good at the technical stuff, so that's going to be something that I'm going to really start putting my head down and focusing on.
Right. Well,
this whole
once we get off, I'll
epidemic.
talk to you about that a little bit. I'm building two. I'm building one on Wix, and I'm building one on Squarespace. So I'm building two different websites, so I can tell you a little bit about that. But in any case, thanks for coming in. This is so cool because I have not had anybody in studio in so long, and Nick Pizzuti said, "I'm not afraid of your germs, Ted. I will show up." And here he is. So I really appreciate you coming out. We've talked a long
great
time.
seeing you, man.
I will probably divide this up into 2 episodes because nobody could tolerate this much of us,
No.
particularly this much of me in one fell swoop. So there'll probably be 2 episodes coming out. Thanks a lot for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Ted. It's always great to see you.
Yeah,
You're a good friend, good man. I can't wait for
I agree. All right, that's going to be it for the day, folks. And a big thanks to Mr. Nick Pizzuti for coming in and entertaining us. You can find all my shows, all my entertaining friends at tedtalkstoomuch.com, or drop me a note at tedtalkstoomuch@yahoo.com. I think things will be looking up soon. So anyhow, just try to be happy. Until next time, I'm Ted Moss, and those are my thoughts.